Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to learn to make a special ornament out of tissue paper. So can be a surprise for mom and dad. If you celebrate Christmas and you need to give them a Christmas present, this would be a great one. If you don't celebrate Christmas, but you want to give mom and dad something special, this can be an I love you present. And this is something you can totally do on your own, so they don't need to help you at all. And it can be a total surprise. Super duper cool. So here's what you're going to need. To do this ornament, you're going to need the tissue paper that I gave you in your pickup. So you should have a couple of different colors, some green, purple, red, you might have blue. So whatever colors you have, you're going to need some tissue paper. And what you're going to do with that tissue paper is to cut it into squares about this size. So kind of about the size of a Post-it note package, about that size. Okay, the size of your palm is a good shape to cut your squares into. You don't have to use squares. You could make triangles or circles out of your tissue paper, but you want them to all be about the same size, okay? And you want to use lots of different colors because that would make it really pretty. You could choose to do a pattern with it or just a couple of different colors. That's okay too. So you're going to need tissue paper. You're going to need your scissors. And you're going to need your glue, okay? Those are the main things that you're going to need. The other things that you're going to need are going to depend on what you have in your house and what type of ornament you want to make. So let me share my screen here with you and I'll show you a couple of different kinds that you can make. All right, so if you take a look, we're going to make tissue paper ornaments, but what they look like in the end kind of depends on what you have. So you can make a flat ornament like this, and all that you need is something plastic, preferably see-through plastic, and I'll show you some ideas in a second about what you can use. That's probably the easiest one. If you have an old bauble or an ornament ball, or sometimes you can find these at the dollar store, you can also use those and make your ornament out of something like this. Or if you have a little styrofoam ball, then we can make something a little bit more poofy that kind of looks like this. So let's come back to here. Now, if you're going to make that round shape, although you can do any shape you want, you could cut out a bell shape or a star shape, but the round ones are probably easiest. You're going to need an old plastic container. So I have this Lysol wipe container, and who doesn't have lots of these kicking around their house? Look, there you go. There's your round shape that you can use to make your ornament. You just snip it off here and you can use this part. If you don't have a container like this, you can also use clear plastic from, like, I think these were grapes. And again, you can cut out the shape that you want on the side. You can draw it first with you if you want, or you can just cut out whatever shape. This one would look pretty as kind of like a triangle shape because it's already there. But you just need some plastic, okay? So old plastic container. So like a container like this for grapes or for berries. You could use a milk jug and cut out a piece from the milk jug. You could use a lid off of like a yogurt container or sour cream or a Lysol wipe, something like that. And then all you're going to do, or if you have a bauble thing, so if this was an old bauble that you're not using anymore, you can use this as well. But all you're going to do is take your little squares of tissue paper, take your whatever you're deciding, your base or your bauble, and you're going to cover it in glue stick. You're going to want to use lots of glue stick. So lots and lots and lots and lots of glue stick all over here, or lots and lots and lots and lots of glue stick all over here. And then you take your little squares of tissue paper and you stick them all around your bauble, or all around, overlapping all over your container and your shape. You can do one side or you can do both sides if you want the ornament to twist and look really cool on both sides. It's nice if you have kind of see-through plastic because then the light shines through and makes it really pretty. Same thing with this bauble. This used to be see-through, but then we actually made these ornaments by putting paint inside of them, which you could do too. But when they're see-through and then you put the tissue paper over it, the light catches it and it looks really pretty. If you don't have a see-through one, it'll still look pretty with lots of different colors of your tissue paper. Once you put your tissue paper down, you want to make sure that you're smoothing it down over the glue stick, and then you want to leave it. Okay, so this is kind of the part one, is to choose your shape of plastic that you're going to use, put lots of glue stick on, and then glue all your little squares of tissue paper down over top of your object. If you want it to be more colorful, make your squares smaller. You can see if I used a square this big, I would only probably fit about 3 or 4 on top. But if I cut them even smaller, then you could see I could make lots of different colors and lots of different patterns over top. Okay, so that's the part that we're going to work on today. It's just covering our shape with the tissue paper and your glue stick. Okay, we want to let it dry for a really long time. Just like last time when we made the tree, we let it dry overnight. You want to let this dry really, really well too before we go ahead and do the next step tomorrow. Okay, all right, good luck with part one. I hope you have fun. If you want to see some other ornaments that you can make, and these ones require a little bit of help from mom or dad because maybe they need a glue stick or you need some other materials from your house, you can check out the next slide and there's some other ideas too. But this one you should be able to do all on your own. Have a good time.